Oneyplays!
With friends. Teenagers fucking suck.
Teaching teenagers must be the worst. Like, I remember some of our teachers used to
That's why there's so many fucking videos of like teachers losing their shit.
No,
those are really common.
Our class, did I ever tell you about the system for our school? Where like the entry tests and shit, did I ever tell you that?
No.
Our school was like, before you go into high school, you do an entry exam, and then they sort you into classes based on your intelligence. So the stupid kids were in 1A1, and the really smart kids were in 1A5. So the classes between 1A2, 1A3, 1A4, like 1A3 was the most average kids, and that's where I was in. And our for some reason, our very average class was the most like worst behaved in the whole school, and we used to, like. I didn't personally, but the kids in my school used to make our teachers cry daily, like burst into tears, and it was so fucking.
I remember that.
Terrible.
That happened when I was in middle school. Was that there's only 2 grades that went to the school, and we were probably the tamest, like our grade in specific. We were all the tamest people. We never fucked with anyone, like teachers or anything. And when we this cutscene.
This cutscene is too autistic to continue.
This is it. This plot is fucking stupid.
That's so cool. I really like the animation in Sleeping Beauty, even though the movie's boring as shit.
It is, but yes, it's a very beautiful movie. They knew what they was doing.
I like characters in it.
Yeah, same.
It could have really been something.
It was a really interesting stylistic change for Disney. I don't think a lot of people appreciate that.
I like the music in it too.
Well, no one ever appreciates when Disney does something different.
That is
they
true.
just want the standard formula for films.
Shit.
Holy shit, that was close.
But what I was saying was that we moved up into I guess it was 8th grade we moved up into. And the 7th graders came in, and they were all fucking crazy, to the point that I remember getting followed home by like 3 of them one day for no reason, and they stood there on my lawn for like 5 minutes. I have no idea why. But what ended up happening was that we all got called into the auditorium randomly at the end, well, not the end of the year, but it was like a few months before the end of the year. The entire school got called in, and I sit us down and say, okay, so someone smeared feces on all the lockers.
All the lockers.
And it was one of the 7th graders fucking spread his ass open, stuck his hand in there, and smeared across all the lockers. And he did it in the bathroom too, and he wrote words on the wall with it and everything.
A guy in my school did that too.
And we all got called out for it, and they were saying like, okay, we're not going to let any of you leave until someone speaks up about it. And it's like, what the fuck is this?
That's always what
you're gonna
they do,
hold
but
the
it seems
entire
like-
school?
Yeah, it seems
that's
like
what they
such an
do.
inefficient way to deal with the problem.
Well, what happened was the kid who did it fucking pulled the fire alarm, so everyone ended up leaving anyways. But you can't hold an entire school responsible for something like that.
Well, that's just what they do.
And, well, that was what happened. Yeah. And it was annoying because our class didn't ever do anything. And then as soon as this younger class comes in, it's constant. This was happening all the time, that they would just fuck around. And everyone would get pulled in together. Because it happened like 4 or 5 times during the year. It was this one kid in specific who kept doing this crazy shit too. I think he eventually got expelled. But it was really frustrating to have that happen all the time.
Class was the fucking worst for bullies too. We had 3 kids in my class all called Steven, and they were the worst bullies ever.
They were the Stevens, just like the Ashleys.
They were the Stevens. I fucking hated most of them. One of them's really cool now, but the other 2 are still cunts.
They point to you and say, you're dead.
There was a guy in my school called Richard, and he was the scariest motherfucker ever. He used to bully the shit out of me, and one time I called him Crater Face, and I think he was gonna kill me.
I'm glad he didn't.
I heard he grew up to be a very nice man, though, but I haven't seen him since.
I don't think I ever had an experience like that, at least.
He was fucking scary. He was like the scariest guy ever. He was like super tall and like buff.
I mean, I had that
swing, Chris.
I had that in high school, and I remember someone was threatening to beat the shit out of me in the classroom. And I just said, "Okay, go for it," because there's a teacher standing right there. And I said, "All right, put him up." He just ended up walking out, but he was really pissed about it and whined about it to everybody.
I fucking
had to keep hearing about it.
I knew how like boys' brains worked back when I was in school, because if a guy like starts on you in school and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, just if you say anything but do it, fucking try it, They're just gonna just keep doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
it's really easy
Exactly.
to call their bluff,
Yeah.
but you don't think about that at the
It's
time.
when you fucking actually say do it, they'll never do it again.
I haven't talked to almost anyone I went to school with at this point. The last one that I spoke to, I remember, was because I signed into my Xbox Live account in like 2011 or something, and I was playing Halo with some friends, and he sent me a message like, "Hey, wanna play Halo?" And I invited him in, and I got to remember how much of an asshole he was during high school. I kind of forgot because some years had gone by.
Yeah.
But he acted completely the same, to the point that he was just whining about the game, and I remember he had died in a match because we're all doing like a team game together. And he just said, "I'm just not gonna play anymore. I died. I'm not gonna play anymore. It's over. We lost." And everyone was just like, "Shut up. Keep playing." And then he would throw it back in my direction. I ended up just making a joke at his expense because that's what he would always do, was that he would shit on everybody else. And I just made a joke at his expense, and he freaked the fuck out. He said, "What's your problem? Why are you always attacking me? What's your problem? Why are you doing this to me right now in front of everybody? What is this?" And he left, and everyone was just like,
Kyrie!
"Do you ever want to just not play with him again?" I said, "Yeah," and I never spoke to him again.
Kyrie!
Sounds cool.
Open your eyes!
Guess what time it is?
Kyrie fucking time.
That girl has lost her heart.
You're me.
The
You're
keyhole
Miku.
cannot be completed.
He's got a little.
Here's Miku.
It's Miku. Here's Miku.
Kyrie's a princess?
Yes. And without
I would have gotten that Domino's app if it had Riku instead of Miku.
the time she awakened.
And he dances on your pizza.
Yeah.
Or,
He says, "It is I, Ansem."
But first, you must give the princess back her heart.
I love this game, dude. I fucking love that this game was just made for dumbass little 12-year-olds who just think this is the most epic shit.
It worked.
This is the corniest cutscene in the
Give her
game.
back her heart. But first,
It has been
look
there
at my
all
light.
along. Kyrie's heart rests
I can't look
within
at your light. It's shrouded by the black.
Kyrie's
black-
inside me?
Yes. The light.
Yes, Kyrie's inside
I
me.
know all.
I made it.
No.
You think anybody got off on that?
Who
You
are
think that turned on any kids?
Wait.
It is I. Ansem.
There you go.
The seeker of darkness.
That's the tagline for the game.
Are you ready to see this cutscene 3 times, Julian? Get out. This is a serious moment. No silly cartoons.
you stupid duck.
I shall release you now, princess. Complete the keyhole with your power. Open
God.
the door. Lead me into everlasting
This is why that parking lot
darkness.
video exists.
What?
Yeah.
Scenes like this.
Where they're fighting and he said, what did he say?
You're a nobody!
Kyrie, I don't remember.
Yeah, you're nobody.
There's no
Give me
way.
back Kyrie. She's part of the darkness now.
She doesn't need the light.
That's it.
What'd you do with Kyrie?
You're nobody.
I can't kill you, you're part of me.
You're part of me.
That's how he says
And
it.
then he goes, "Don't hit the camera, dude."
That's my favorite part.
I remember that
As he
part,
swings
yeah.
it.
Dude,
Don't hit the camera, man.
Dual wield.
It's such a good video. I hate it because if I was 11, I know people who would have been doing that.
I probably.
I think I just grew out of it at that point, but if I was like 7 or 8, I for sure would have been doing that.
7 or 8.
This is why it's good that we didn't have YouTube, because I would have been doing that shit.
Exactly, yeah.
I had a Tyco video camera, and I would record shit like that all
No,
the time.
I did too. I used to make Lord of the Rings parodies when I was super young.
Yeesh.
I've like I tied t-shirts over my face pretending to be Gandalf and shit.
Hey, anyone who's watching this right now, if you're, I'm gonna say 17 or
don't post
younger,
any videos of yourself until you're 20.
No, it
And
has
even
nothing
then,
to do
don't.
with age. It has nothing. Don't post any new like first-time videos.
I wouldn't. Well, that's a good rule.
Oh
too.
yeah, you just
I
keep,
think, no,
keep that
I'd
shit
say,
to yourself.
I'd say
yeah.
age matters too. I'd say age matters.
Age matters, but don't post any of your first videos
Don't
unless
do-
your friends all consistently,
Yes.
genuinely think they're funny.
Don't.
Unless you're
And
friends.
even then, I'd say do it unlisted.
Yeah.
But if you're beneath, I'd say 17. But if we're gonna be
No,
like,
I did lots of stupid shit when I was 17.
okay, well,
I did stupid. I was like an idiot up until I was like 21 or something.
I'll
And even then, I
say,
was dumb about stuff.
Yeah.
I'll say if we're gonna be really generous, 15. But I would say probably 17 to 18. If you're underneath that age, just don't post videos. It's gonna come back to bite you, and you're gonna regret it.
It's true.
YouTube is not a good thing for kids to be using in that sense. And I am so thankful I didn't grow up with it. I was using AOL since like 1996, and I would go into chat rooms that had like 18-year-olds doing sex role plays. I'd say, "Do you want to role play Final Fantasy?" I had no idea what it was all about. Cause I'm a stupid little kid.
Reminded me the first time my parents were like, "Chris, we're getting the internet," and I was like 8 years old. I'm like, "What's that do?" It's like, you can go on it and look at stuff. Like, oh, and then they were like, you can even buy things off the internet. I was like, well, can I buy Final Fantasy VII toys? And they're like, no.
That's the one thing they don't have.
And I was just like, then I don't want to use it.
It is I, Ansem.